Ever wonder what really goes on behind those gleaming airport terminals and soaring airplanes? You think you know everything about air travel, right? Think again. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 12 shocking airport secrets that airlines desperately hope you never discover. From hidden fees to surprising health risks, and even how celebrities sneak onto your flight unnoticed, this video will change the way you see air travel forever. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll be armed with insider knowledge that could save you money, stress, and maybe even your health. And trust me, secret number 7, it's going to blow your mind. Welcome back, travel enthusiasts and curious minds. You're about to embark on a journey into the lesser-known world of airports and airlines. We've all experienced the hustle and bustle, the long lines, and the occasional delay. But beneath the surface, there's a whole system designed with secrets that benefit the industry, often at your expense. We've dug deep to uncover the truths they'd rather keep quiet. So buckle up because we're about to reveal the 12 airport secrets airlines are actually keeping quiet about. Let's kick things off with something you literally breathe in. While you're waiting for your flight, you might assume the air is perfectly fine. But the truth is, airport air quality can be surprisingly toxic. The constant heavy air traffic, ground machinery, and even the vehicles dropping off passengers emit a cocktail of harmful chemicals like carbon monoxide, ozone, and volatile organic compounds. Studies have shown that major airports can generate as much air pollution as millions of cars. So, next time you're at the gate, remember you're not just inhaling anticipation, you're inhaling a lot more. Delving deeper, research indicates that exposure to ultrafine particles from jet engine emissions can contribute to a range of health issues, including respiratory symptoms, heart rate variability, and blood pressure problems. One study even attributed about a third of mortalities within 20 kilometers of an airport to PM 2.5 exposures. This isn't just about a slight cough. It's about long-term health consequences for frequent travelers and, more significantly, for communities living near airports. The issue of cabin air quality is also a subject of ongoing debate, with some studies suggesting the presence of low concentrations of contaminants from engine bleed air, potentially leading to conditions like aerotoxic syndrome with chronic low-level exposure. While aircraft ventilation systems do filter air, the sheer volume of emissions on the ground and during takeoff and landing phases significantly impacts the air quality in and around airport terminals. It's a silent environmental burden that the aviation industry rarely highlights. Beyond the fumes, there's another invisible threat: noise. Airports are incredibly loud environments, and that constant drone isn't just annoying, it's a health hazard. Research indicates a strong link between living near an airport and an increased risk of heart disease. The continuous exposure to high noise levels, especially during nighttime, can lead to elevated blood pressure and heart flutters. It's a silent killer that the industry rarely acknowledges. Expanding on this, studies have shown that continuous nocturnal aircraft noise levels above 50 dBA can impair health, leading to organic diseases and functional disorders. For those living closer to airports, the risk of heart attacks and strokes increases significantly with noise levels exceeding 55 dB night. The impact isn't just physical. Chronic exposure to airport noise has been linked to increased diagnoses of insomnia, cardiovascular disease, and even a higher body mass index. Children are particularly vulnerable, with studies suggesting that aircraft noise can negatively affect cognitive development and learning. The industry often focuses on noise reduction technologies for aircraft, but the cumulative effect of constant noise exposure on human health, both for travelers and residents, remains a critical, often downplayed concern. It's a pervasive stressor that contributes to a range of serious health problems, making the airport environment far from a tranquil start to your journey. Ever lost something at the airport? Your misplaced luggage, forgotten jacket, or even that expensive gadget? Don't expect it to wait for you indefinitely. After a grace period, usually around 90 days, unclaimed items are either donated to charity or, more often than not, sold off at massive auction houses. So, that designer bag you left behind? It might be someone else's treasure now, and the airline is profiting from your misfortune. This isn't just about forgotten umbrellas. We're talking about everything from high-end electronics to valuable jewelry and designer clothing. Airports and airlines have established systems to process these unclaimed items. While some items might be held for a short period, the sheer volume of lost property means that storage space is at a premium. Many airports have dedicated lost and found departments, but after the designated holding period, these items are often liquidated. Some go to charity, but a significant portion ends up in specialized auction houses or even online marketplaces, where they are sold to the highest bidder. This creates a lucrative, albeit ethically questionable, secondary market for lost traveler possessions. The lack of transparency around this process means that most passengers are completely unaware that their lost property could be generating revenue for the very entities that were supposed to safeguard it. Think planes just land when they want to? Not a chance. Landing slots at major airports are incredibly valuable commodities, traded and sold between airlines for astronomical sums. We're talking tens of millions of dollars for a single primetime arrival slot. This hidden cost is then passed directly onto you, the passenger, significantly bumping up your airfare without you ever knowing why. It's a hidden tax on convenience. To elaborate, landing slots are essentially permissions granted to airlines to take off or land at a specific airport at a specific time. In congested airports, these slots are extremely limited and highly sought after. The value of a slot can fluctuate based on demand, time of day, and even the season. For instance, a morning arrival slot at a major international hub like London Heathrow can be worth far more than a late-night slot at a smaller regional airport. Airlines actively trade these slots among themselves, sometimes for hundreds of millions of dollars, as seen in the case of Oman Air purchasing a Heathrow slot from Air France-KLM. This intense competition and the high cost of acquiring these slots directly impact ticket prices. Airlines factor these operational costs into their fares, meaning that a significant portion of what you pay for your ticket isn't just for the fuel or the crew, but for the right to simply land at your desired time. It's a complex, opaque system that ultimately burdens the consumer. Dream of getting that surprise upgrade to first class? Unless you're a top-tier frequent flyer or you've shelled out for an upgrade auction, your chances are practically zero. Dressing up, mentioning your honeymoon, or asking nicely won't cut it anymore. Airlines have monetized the upgrade process, turning it into another revenue stream. So, save your best outfit for your destination, not the check-in counter. In the golden age of air travel, a polite request or a special occasion might have landed you a coveted seat in a higher class. Today, those days are largely gone. Airlines have become incredibly sophisticated in maximizing revenue from every seat. This means that empty premium seats are now seen as potential income, not opportunities for goodwill gestures. Many airlines now offer paid upgrade options, often through online auctions or last-minute offers at check-in. These systems are designed to extract maximum value from passengers willing to pay a little extra for comfort. For the average traveler, a complimentary upgrade is a relic of the past, reserved almost exclusively for elite frequent flyers who have demonstrated immense loyalty and spent significant amounts with the airline. Even then, it's not guaranteed. So, while the fantasy of a free upgrade persists, the reality is that airlines have found more profitable ways to fill those premium seats, leaving most passengers in economy. Even if you manage to snag an upgraded seat using points or through an auction, don't automatically assume you'll get the full VIP treatment. Many upgraded tickets, especially those obtained through loyalty programs, do not include access to the airline's business class lounges. That means no free champagne, no gourmet snacks, and no quiet escape from the terminal chaos. Always double-check the fine print, or you might find yourself paying for a lounge pass you thought you had. This is a common misconception that can lead to disappointment. Airlinesmen often differentiate between a paid business or first-class ticket and an upgraded ticket obtained through points, miles, or an auction. While the seat itself might be the same, the ancillary benefits such as lounge access can differ significantly. Lounge access is a premium perk that airlines often reserve for their highest-paying customers or their most loyal elite members. When you upgrade using points, you're essentially buying the seat, not necessarily the full suite of premium services. This distinction is often buried in the terms and conditions of loyalty programs or upgrade offers. Many travelers arrive at the lounge only to be turned away, realizing too late that their upgrade didn't include lounge privileges. It's another subtle way airlines manage expectations and revenue, ensuring that true luxury remains a paid-for experience. This is the one they really don't want you to know, and it can ruin your day. You just bought that expensive bottle of perfume or liquor at duty-free, all sealed up in a tamper-evident bag. You think you're safe, right? Wrong. If you have a connecting flight, especially through certain countries like the United States, liquids over 100 ml can still be confiscated at security checkpoints, even if they're in a sealed duty-free bag. It's a loophole that costs travelers millions every year, and airlines rarely warn you about it. This secret catches countless travelers off guard, leading to frustration and financial loss. The rules regarding liquids, aerosols, and gels, lags, in carry-on luggage are generally consistent globally, limiting individual containers to 100 ml. However, many duty-free shops provide a secure tamper-evident bag, STB, for purchases over 100 ml, which is supposed to allow you to carry these items through security at connecting airports. The problem is that not all countries or airports recognize or accept these bags. The United States, for example, has strict rules, and even with a STEB, you may be required to place your duty-free purchases in your checked luggage if you have to re-clear security for a connecting flight. This can be a major issue if you don't have checked luggage or if your connection time is tight. The lack of a universally accepted standard for duty-free liquids creates a confusing and often costly situation for travelers who are left with the choice of abandoning their expensive purchases or paying extra to check them in. Ever feel like you're walking a marathon just to get to your gate? It's not your imagination. Airports are intentionally designed with long, winding paths to expose you to as many shops and restaurants as possible. This practice, known as revenue seating, aims to maximize your exposure to retail opportunities, especially during the golden hour, the first 60 minutes after you clear security. So, those comfortable rocking chairs near the shops? They're not just for your comfort. This design philosophy is a core part of modern airport architecture. The layout of an airport is a carefully orchestrated experience, guiding passengers through a retail wonderland. From the moment you clear security, you are funneled through a maze of duty-free shops, luxury boutiques, and enticing restaurants. The placement of gates at the far ends of the terminal is often a deliberate choice to maximize the walking distance and therefore the time you spend in the retail areas. Even the placement of flight information screens can be strategic, drawing you deeper into the shopping zones. This concept, often referred to as the Gruen transfer in retail design, aims to create a slightly disorienting and captivating environment where you lose track of your original purpose, getting to the gate, and become more susceptible to impulse purchases. It's a subtle but powerful form of psychological manipulation that generates significant revenue for airports. Your flight is delayed again. Annoying, right? But what if I told you that if your EU-based airline flight arrives 3 or more hours late, they might owe you hundreds of dollars? That's right. Under EU regulations, passengers can be entitled to compensation ranging from $212 to $500, depending on the flight distance. Airlines rarely announce this, and they often try to claim extraordinary circumstances to avoid paying. Know your rights and don't let them get away with it. This regulation, known as EU 261, is a powerful tool for passenger rights, but it's one that airlines are not eager to advertise. The regulation applies to flights departing from an EU airport on any airline or flights arriving at an EU airport on an EU airline. The amount of compensation is fixed and depends on the flight distance and the length of the delay. However, airlines often try to avoid paying by citing extraordinary circumstances, which can include things like extreme weather, political instability, or air traffic control strikes. The definition of extraordinary circumstances can be a gray area, and airlines may try to use it to their advantage. It's important for passengers to be persistent and, if necessary, to use a claims management company to pursue their case. The key is to know your rights and to document everything, including the reason for the delay and the actual arrival time. This is a secret that can literally pay off.
Need local currency for your trip? Whatever you do, avoid the exchange bureaus at the airport. Their rates are notoriously terrible, preying on last-minute travelers. You'll get far better rates by ordering currency online for airport pickup in advance. Or even better, just use an ATM at your destination. Those convenient exchange counters are designed to maximize their profit, not your savings. The convenience of airport currency exchange comes at a steep price. These bureaus typically offer exchange rates that are significantly worse than the mid-market rate, and they often include hidden fees or commissions that further erode the value of your money. The spread between the buy and sell rates is significantly wider than what banks or online currency exchange services offer. For example, you might find yourself losing 10-15% of your money just by exchanging it at the airport. A much smarter strategy is to use a debit card to withdraw local currency directly from an ATM once you arrive at your destination. Most banks offer competitive exchange rates, and while there might be a small ATM fee, it will almost always be less than the exorbitant rates charged at airport exchange counters. Alternatively, if you prefer to have some local currency before you travel, order it online from your bank or a reputable currency exchange service for pickup before you leave. This allows you to lock in a better rate and avoid the last-minute airport rip-off. It's a simple financial tip that can save you a significant amount of money on your travels. The allure of duty-free is strong. Glittering displays, exclusive bottles, and the promise of tax-free savings. But for everyday items like spirits, chocolates, or perfumes, you'll often find better deals at your local supermarket or even regular high street stores. Duty-free shops often charge the same price as their boutique counterparts, so don't assume you're getting a bargain just because it's at the airport. Duty-free shopping is often perceived as a way to get luxury goods at a discount, but the reality is more complex. While you do save on taxes, the base price of the products can be inflated to offset this. This means that the final price may not be as competitive as you think. It's always a good idea to do your research before you travel. Check the prices of the items you're interested in at home before you go to the airport. You might be surprised to find that the duty-free price is not much different, or in some cases, even more expensive. Additionally, be wary of travel retail exclusives, which are products specifically created for duty-free shops. While they may seem unique, they can also be a way to obscure price comparisons and create a false sense of value. The key is to be a savvy shopper and not to be swayed by the glitz and glamour of the duty-free experience. Ever wondered why you never see celebrities at the airport? It's not because they don't fly. Larger airports have entirely separate, sometimes red carpet, check-ins and security controls for VIPs. They're often whisked directly onto the plane through secret doors by the jet bridge or even driven in luxury cars right to the tarmac. So, while you're battling the crowds, your favourite star might be enjoying a seamless, private journey, a privilege the airlines are happy to keep under wraps. This VIP treatment is a well-oiled machine designed to provide maximum privacy and convenience for high-profile individuals. Many major airports have private terminals or exclusive lounges that are completely separate from the main passenger areas. These facilities offer a range of services including private security screening, dedicated customs and immigration, and even personal shoppers. Celebrities can arrive at the airport just minutes before their flight, bypass all the queues, and be driven directly to the aircraft in a luxury vehicle. This level of service comes at a high price, of course, but for those who can afford it, it's a way to avoid the stress and scrutiny of public travel. It's a hidden world of luxury and exclusivity that most of us will never see, a stark contrast to the often chaotic experience of the average traveller. There you have it, 12 airport secrets that airlines are actually keeping quiet about. We hope this video has opened your eyes to the hidden realities of air travel. Which secret surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more eye-opening content, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Safe travels, and remember, knowledge is power, especially when you're flying.